thoughts. Boy, we picked a Sunday when Brandon isn't here. Did we have to work at that? But we can get through this, right? And I had to be really careful this week because you have to realize that thoughts have creative power. And so all week as I was thinking of, eliminate anxious thoughts, and I'm anxious thoughts. And, I have to live out what I speak about every week. They should really give me hazardous duty pay because I really have to live out what I'm talking about each week. And so 2 weeks ago, because I missed last Sunday, we had a couple hours there in the evening where everything hit the fan. I've never had so many things happen to me at once. First of all, Michael tested positive. He's fine now, over it, everything's fine. But I'm at risk, so I got a hold of my doctor on her portal, and she called Walgreens for this drug. They get people now to help me through it better. And Walgreens didn't have it, and they looked all over. CVS had it, but my insurance usually doesn't cover it there. And they said it would be about $1,000, and I said, no way. And so as that was all happening, I went to my computer, and everything had crashed. I didn't have my emails, I didn't have anything. My LastPass, everything was just gone. And if that wasn't enough, we had a possum out on our back deck. So it was like everything was happening at once. All the while I'm thinking my message this week is letting go of anxious thoughts. And so we were doing this 40 days of letting go. So I thought, I consciously calmed myself and said, I am not going to get anxious about any of this. Everything's going to be fine. I am going to trust the divine presence moving in and through all of this. And I made that conscious choice, because peace is a choice. Eric Butterworth in the book Spiritual Economics that we're looking at this month reminds us that anxious thoughts must be eliminated and the perfect abandon of the child nature assumed. Remember when Jesus said, what? Become like a child. And when you do this and you add to this the attitude of this, you add the realization of the unlimited resources, and you will have fulfilled the divine law of prosperity. In other words, what he's saying is it's not what's happening, even with boom, 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 everything hits the fan at once, but how we react to it. And peace is a place of power. Now the outcome of that night, Michael's better. I hardly got sick at all. I had a really mild version of it. I've been fortunate that way. The insurance actually covered the drug, so I got it for free. And as sick as Michael was, he fixed the computer. He said some strange prayers over it, words that aren't usually prayer words, but he got it fixed. And as sick as he was, he actually took a broom and got rid of the possum out on the deck. Yay, Michael. All right. So, our hero, he's definitely my hero. So the whole week unfolded with grace and ease. So the point is, and repeat this with me, peace is a choice that affects the outcome. Together? Peace is a choice that affects the outcome. Wow, what a discipline. There's a new movie out right now, and I can't say I'm recommending it because you have to like this kind of movie, but it's called Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it's won a lot of awards. Joseph, you've seen it. Anybody else seen it? And, it's sort of an action movie, and I'm not usually an action movie fan, but it's also funny. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is a hoot in this movie. And it has, if you stick to it till the end, it has great metaphysical meaning. And if you do watch it, you might go on and take a break and keep watching it in segments. But when you get to it, looks like it's going to end, and they start rolling the credits, and then everybody in the movie says, no, it can't end this way, and it keeps going. So don't turn it off when it gets to that false ending. But the point of the movie, my point, I know everybody probably interprets differently, is that we exist on many dimensions all at once. We're aware of this, but we're existing on many dimensions all at once. And each life is meaningful, even if we think we're having a really drab life with nothing but possums on our back deck. Even then, every life is meaningful, and our life is like a looking glass that's reflecting our consciousness and our subconsciousness and what may need healing and so on. So what happens in one life affects the others, and we have to trust that whatever we're experiencing is helping the unfolding of our soul as we go up that spiral of life through all the different dimensions. Now, I was really grateful when everything turned out all good. And somehow I always save gratitude for the end. You know, when everything turns out good, I'm grateful. But Eric Butterworth in the book Spiritual Economics reminds us, and I love this term he uses, gratitude is causative energy. Causative, we in Unity believe in the law of cause and effect. That for every effect there's a cause, and it all begins in mind. And so gratitude is actually going to bring about something better. So we should begin with gratitude by blessing everything and by being in that peaceful, grateful state. It's kind of similar, those of us who are as old as I am will remember Catherine Ponder's books, The Prospering Power of Love, and how anything we give love to increases. And if we get fear to something, then the fear is going to increase. It's a catch-22 and takes quite a discipline. So if you have thoughts of fear, of lack, it's going to produce what? More lack. And if you have thoughts and feelings of gratitude and abundance, you'll have more of that. So hence Eric Butterworth's quote about attitude and how important our attitudes are. He said, establish yourself in divine flow of substance and life in the sea of affluence. And let's put that into an affirmation. I'm going to break this up into 3 parts. I establish myself in the divine flow. I establish myself in the divine flow of substance and life in the sea of affluence. And you can put whatever word you want at the end. In the sea of health, in the sea of wisdom, strength, whatever it is you desire, you're affirming that you're in the flow of that, for you are one with the divine. How can you not be? Now we're entering a time, 2024 going into 2026, a time of intense changes going on in both consciousness and in the planet itself. And we have to eliminate those anxious thoughts, because from the looks of things, we all want to be a little jittery, right? But we have to go into it with peace. We don't want to mirror those anxious thoughts. So I decided the way to get around it. If you have to be anxious, have fun with it. And here's how we're going to do that. You know, in America, we have a way of dealing with anxiety, and it's only an American invention. Anybody know what it is?
Valium.
What's that, Valium? Well, okay, if this doesn't work, Valium is a good plan B. Okay, I'll go along with that. But it's singing the blues. Is singing the blues not an American invention? That's how you can get through this if you want to have fun, by transforming your anxiety. But I had a friend in Arizona. I was in a church once where every Wednesday night we had jazz night. And we had a band and we sang jazz and the blues. And one of the singers came to me one day with a sheet. She said, these are the rules for singing the blues. You can't just think you're singing the rules. There are actual rules for how to sing the blues. Are you with me now? Because you got to know about this. First of all, in the blues, it's not about choice. Maybe in Unity we have choice, but in the blues you got no choice. You stuck in a ditch, ain't no way out, okay? That's the blues. Now, here's how not to start. You don't want to start with something positive like, I got a good woman or I got a good man. That's not the blues. You got to start with, I got a good woman with the meanest face in town. Now that's the blues. And then you got to repeat it over twice. I got a good woman, or you can say man, with the meanest face in town. I got a good woman with the meanest face in town. Got teeth like Margaret Thatcher, and she weighs 500 pounds. Now that's the blues. You with me now? You see how you got to do it right. It's also important to use the correct names and brands if you're going to really get into the blues. For instance, there's certain places that You can't have the blues in other places. You can. Now, a good place for the blues is downtown Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, New Orleans, New York City, but never in Hawaii or Canada. You just can't have the blues if you're in Hawaii or Canada. It just doesn't work. And if you're having hard times in Minneapolis or Seattle, it's probably just clinical depression. Okay. So a good place for the blues, not a city now, but a place, is a highway, a jailhouse, an empty bed, or the bottom of a whiskey glass. A bad place for the blues, it's never going to happen here, Nordstrom's, gallery openings, Ivy League institutions, and golf courses. And you cannot have the blues in an office or shopping mall. The lighting is wrong. You've got to go outside to a parking lot or a dumpster. Now you can have the blues. Okay, we're getting closer. Now, there's right and wrong vehicles if you're going to sing the blues. You can sing the blues in a Chevy, a Ford, a Cadillac, or a broken down truck. The best places are Greyhound buses or southbound trains. Not northbound, they gotta be southbound. And blues never travel in Volvos, BMWs, or SUVs. Never in jet aircrafts and state-sponsored motor pools. I don't know why she put that in there. Okay, but walking is best. If you're gonna sing the blues, walking is best. And it's a little side trip. Anybody grow up with a song my mother used to always sing? Poor little Robin walking to Missouri because he can't afford to fly. Google that, it's a great song. Okay, back to the blues. Acceptable beverages to drink when you're singing the blues. Cheap wine, whiskey or bourbon, muddy water, or nasty black coffee. Not good coffee, but nasty coffee. Not good beverages to drink. Perrier, Cardin Chardonnay, Snapple, Slim Fast, or Diet Coke. You can't sing the blues with any of them. And names are important if you're singing different names. A woman has to be Sadie, Big Mama, Bessie, Fat River Dumpling, or Caledonia, with emphasis on Caledonia. And a man should be Joe, Willie, Little Willie, Big Willie, Leroy, or Reverend Leroy is the worst. And if you have a name like Michelle, Amber, Tiffany, Brittany, or Heather, can't sing the blues no matter how many men you shot in Memphis. So what's my point with all this? My point is rise up above it all. Sing, dance, laugh your way out of it. I was raised in a religion programmed by fear and separation, guilt and shame. Couldn't help but have anxious thoughts. The blues came from that kind of mentality. There's no joke that Christians are like concrete. They're all mixed up and permanently set. We have to be careful on that. Today I'm doing the Unity Basics class, going over the history and what we believe in unity, where we teach universal laws of the universe that are the same for everyone, the law of cause and effect, the laws that empower us when we know how to use them out of the blues. We are love manifesting in the material world. Let's make that into an affirmation. I am love manifesting in the material world. Together, I am love manifesting in the material world. And then if an anxious thought tries to come in, chase it away the American way. Sing the blues, dance, laugh, have fun. Do it the right way. You got the rules now. You know how to do it. Or you can always pray. Does it come to that? Let's take it into prayer. We close our eyes to take our sight away from the outer world of appearances. Oh, if we get into the drama, it just brings on anxious thoughts. We go within to the truth of our being, to our divine nature, to our union with the divine, by whatever name you call that presence. It is divine, it is love, it is light, it is power, it is energy, it is the creativity of the universe. and we allow those higher thoughts to take us into a greater future of harmony and joy and for the good of all. And we do pray this all in the nature of the living Christ. And so it is, so it truly is. Amen.